Hello, I am live again, and yes, I have some amazing news. I'm sure you already have seen the video that I posted earlier. Of course, it's all over the internet, it's all over the TV, it is everywhere. Harry and Meghan are pregnant, yay! I'm sure we can all share in the joy and happiness and celebrate the fact that they are going to have their first royal child together. Wow, how amazing. I want to wait for a few people to come into the room before I really start getting into this chat. But I had to come and do a pop-up. Of course I had to come and do a pop-up chat. It's amazing news. I know a lot of people, there's been speculation ever since they got married. There was speculation ever since before they were married on is she pregnant? Isn't she pregnant? Is what she's wearing showing off her pregnancy bump? Is it ruffles? Is it just the cut of the dress? Is it a big flowing coat? Well, now we know for sure. We have the official confirmation from Kensington Palace, from the royal family, that Meghan is indeed pregnant. And I think it's frightfully disrespectful to not mention Harry. So that's why in this title I've called it Harry and Meghan are pregnant, because of course as a couple they are both pregnant. So yes, let's find the chat room, because of course I want to speak to you all, because of course your views are very important. Aha, here we are. I don't know why it's kind of popped up so small. Hang on. Let's try and get this right. Aha, that's better. My window is really small, I couldn't see. Okay, I think the chat room is just popping up for me. Aha, there you all are, I can see you all. I can't do all the hellos, but lots of people saying they're happy and very pleased. Of course, over the moon, I think is what people are saying. Mary says, good to have you back. Thank you so much, Mary. And Sandra T says, hi all, great news. Meghan won't take off 6 months of the pregnancy and 6 months after. Well, of course, I've made a load of notes like I normally do. So we've said that it was announced via Kensington Palace this morning on Twitter, and there was an official media press release. Now, the timing of this, I think, is quite significant, because they weren't ever going to announce it at the time of Eugenie's wedding. Because, of course, Princess Eugenie's wedding, it was all about her. It was about her day. Meghan and Harry didn't want to upstage Princess Eugenie on her big day. But they also knew they had this big tour coming up, so I think they wanted to release it kind of ahead of the big tour, because, you know, there would probably be occasions where she might be wearing something a bit fitted and people might see a bit of a bump, or there might be an occasion where there's a toast and of course she's seen sipping water. So I think they wanted to get it out there. But of course they didn't want to crash Princess Eugenie's wedding and kind of, you know, steal her thunder. They definitely didn't want to steal her thunder. So they waited until they touched down in Australia. They kind of darted into Admiralty House, where they're staying ahead of the tour. And of course this big 16-day tour starts tomorrow. And in fact there was one extra engagement added. It was supposed to be 76 engagements, but one extra has been added to bringing the total to 77 engagements. Wow. So certainly not easing off since the news of her pregnancy. So I think the timing was very important. They also told family, or rather the bulk of the family, at Princess Eugenie's wedding. They probably, again, didn't want to overshadow the wedding, so they probably just told people at the reception. The Queen and the rest of the royal family are said to be delighted, including Doria. Now, Doria released a statement via Kensington Palace saying that she was delighted and very happy about the lovely news, and also that she was looking forward to welcoming her first grandchild. So those are some of the official words from Doria. Now, we know in the official announcement that the baby is due in spring 2019. Now, spring 2019, a little bit ambiguous, because spring in the UK runs from what, April till kind of late May, that kind of time. So, you know, you can only guess at kind of what stage of her pregnancy she is at, although it's usually announced after the first trimester. And I think earlier reports from certain people in the industry have said that she has had her 12-week scan, apparently. So let's just bear that in mind. So the first trimester So make of the actual delivery date what you will on that one. Now, something that's been thrown up into the mix is the risk of Zika, in particular when they visit Fiji and Tonga. Now, they are to go ahead with the visit to Fiji and Tonga. They have taken extensive medical advice, Kensington Palace has taken extensive medical advice, and on recommendations and on check and balance, they have decided that even though there is a moderate risk of Zika virus infection, that they are still going to go ahead, as of yet. So, as of yet, the schedule remains completely unchanged. And like I said, an extra engagement has actually been added. Now, what will this mean for the baby? I know lots and lots of questions about what title the baby will have. What will it mean for the baby? So the baby, when born, male or female, will be 7th in line to the throne. And of course that pushes everyone past the baby down one place in the pecking order. And I think for the first time it means that Prince Edward will be out of the top 10. So, but that's normal in royal circles. They're all completely used to that. As it stands at the moment, the baby will not receive a HRH title, and this is because George V limited the amount of royal titles in 1917 to kind of keep it slimmed down, because the British royal family don't just dish out princes and princess titles willy-nilly, as we say. However, the Queen could step in. She could step in and issue letters patent to grant the child of Harry and Meghan a princely status and a HRH. Although I don't think this is likely because, and there is one good reason why, because as soon as the Queen does pass away and Charles becomes king, as the grandchildren of a monarch, of a reigning monarch, Harry and Meghan's children will automatically be elevated to HRH and prince or princess. So it's kind of only a matter of waiting. So whether the Queen will step in and just kind of bring it forward a little bit is anyone's guess. We'll have to kind of wait and see on that. If the Queen doesn't step in, the children will be styled a son or a daughter of a duke. Now, because Harry has secondary titles, if it's a boy, if it's a firstborn boy, the boy could have the courtesy title of the Earl of Dunbarton. No HRH, but the Earl of Dunbarton. Otherwise, it will be Lord or Lady, first name, Mountbatten, Windsor. And like I say, as soon as Charles becomes king, they will be elevated to HRH and Prince or Princess status. Unless, of course, the Queen steps in. Now, where will the baby be born? Now, Pippa Middleton apparently has gone into the Lindo wing already to have her baby. So it's probably likely that Meghan will follow suit of Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge, and probably have the baby in the Lindo wing, I would imagine. Of course, there is a possibility of home birth, but I think first child, keep things safe, probably hospital, probably the Lindo wing, I would imagine. Oh, good luck to Pippa, by the way, if she is indeed in having her baby. Now, another question was, could the baby hold dual citizenship? Well, because Meghan is an American, and because she's lived in America, I think, for at least 5 years, or within the past 5 years, there's some kind of rule about that, then the baby, well, the parents could apply for the baby to have dual nationality, dual citizenship. Whether they would, I don't entirely know. Whether the baby would need to, I don't know. That would be an option for Harry and Meghan to discuss between themselves if they would like to have their child have dual citizenship. And I know a lot of people in America, this is like, wow, because they finally have like a stake in the British royal family. There will be someone of American heritage within the royal family. So I know this is a really, really good, exciting time for Americans. If you're American, let me know what you think and how you feel in the comment section below. We also don't know if Thomas Markle or any of the other Markle family were told ahead of the actual announcement. We don't know whether they would have, sent message via somebody or whether she'd contacted directly. we really don't know. So there's probably lots of speculation about that, but the truth is no one knows if they were told yet. So I want to go to the comment section and see what people are saying. Lily says, yes, here in America, for now, the baby would be considered American as well. Yes, I am feeling a little bit better. Still a little bit throaty, but I am feeling a lot better than I was. HJ London says, hi, just got here. Did Pippa deliver her baby? As far as we're aware, not yet, but her husband was seen carrying bags into the hospital and she was seen entering. So we think she is having her baby right now. Mrs. BS79 says, I'm American and over the moon, thrilled. Tracy says, I bet Thomas or Samantha weren't. I'm sure Twitter will blow up soon. Ooh, possibly. Margaret is wondering if Doria will move to the UK. Again, lots of speculation about Doria. I don't think she's ever going to move to the UK to be, a full-time nanny to the baby. I don't think that's going to happen. I think if she ever did move to the UK, and I've spoken about this before, it would be to support Meghan rather than, I don't think she's ever going to come to the UK and be a glorified nanny to the baby. Meghan and Harry will have access to proper British, trained nannies should they require that kind of help. If Doria does come, it will be in the capacity as support, I think, for Meghan and kind of maybe like overseeing things slightly. But of course, Doria still has her own life and, she should lead her own life. But if she wishes to make that life in the UK, I don't think anybody has any objections to that. Doria, you're welcome. Come on, Doria, move over to the UK. I think we all want to see Doria move to the UK, but certainly not to be a glorified nanny. I don't think anybody wants that for Doria. Sandra says, have the Sussexes moved into apartment 1? No, the Gloucesters are still there and they are not going to move out. It was all a big fake news story, and I always said that they weren't going to move into apartment 1 because the Gloucesters were not going to vacate. In fact, the Gloucesters released a statement saying they still live there. So no. All the work that was being done was just routine maintenance work to the roof and the clock tower, because of course Kensington Palace is always undergoing routine maintenance work. What's more than likely is once the Orangery extension, the basement extension, is built for all the offices, that will free up Diana's old apartments, which are currently used as offices. That will free up Diana's apartments to be used for Harry and Meghan, should they want them, of course. Nottingham Cottage is small, but it will do for 2 people and a baby for the next 3 years, or however long it'll take for this extension to be built. And of course, Diana's old apartment would probably need to be renovated and brought up to standard too. And that, of course, all takes time. What we will likely see more of is their country property once that has been finally decided. And as of yet, we do not know what their country property will be. We know they are renting somewhere temporarily in the Cotswolds near Soho Farmhouse, but we do not have any official word on what their actual country property will be yet. Lots of people speculating on the baby name. Lots of people thinking they will honour America somehow in the name. Possibly thinking Doria might be in the name. 30 Rose says, how do I think Meghan handled the journey to Australia whilst being pregnant? Well, I think they had a stopover in Singapore. Not for long, but they would have had a chance to stretch their legs and all that kind of thing. But, a long-haul flight is a long-haul flight. It is what it is. But I think she's handled it rather well. And of course she was seen carrying her folders in front of her, trying to hide the baby before the announcement. We did definitely check that. Mary Mark says, Doria has a job, proud grandmom. I don't think Meghan would want her mum to be their baby's nanny. I agree. But to enjoy their grandbaby like any other grandmom, yes, I would agree with that entirely. Sweet Serenity says, I'm looking very handsome. Well, thank you so much. Mwah, to you. Sunshine only just got here. I'm going to go back up and see if I've missed any lots and lots of comments. I probably have missed loads. Mrs. VSN09 says, there has been many signs pointing to it. I'm just glad and thrilled for them. There were lots of signs, but of course we couldn't ever say yes or no until the official announcement. Nico says, I knew 2 weeks when she wore that bright blue dress, the paparazzi saw her and said she's pregnant. Well, now we know for sure, don't we? Tracy says, once the scan has been done, she can fly until about 36 weeks. Earlier today, the palace said they've had medical advice about Zika. They have indeed, and they have items for Meghan to use that won't hurt them. Well, definitely. I mean, as long as... I mean, I don't know if you're pregnant, are you allowed to use, you know, mosquito spray? I don't know. But I would imagine that she'd be doused in some kind of insect repellent that is probably safe for pregnant people. And probably, you know, they will probably have all the venues, you know, they have that mist stuff where they vaporise for Zika bugs and stuff like that. So I would imagine there would be a lot of that going on ahead of any visit that she does actually make. I'm sure they won't be taking that many risks. Pam G thinks Philip if it's a boy. It could indeed be. Could indeed be Philip if it's a boy. And yes, if you're watching, please give me a big old thumbs up. Thumbs up. Rory's just come into the room. Hello, Rory. Do you want to share in... Come here. He's walking up. Come here, little monkey. Hello. Hello, big boy. How are you? Do you want to wish Meghan and Harry a happy pregnancy baby news? I think you do. Look. Oh, hello, gorgeous. Mwah. I'll let him go. I think he's just being nosy. People saying, hello, Rory, handsome boy. Lauren Walker says, hi, Rory. Stephanie says, you look very well rested. Missed your voice. Well, I've just been asleep. I am very, very tired still. I keep kind of falling asleep. I've still got a bit of a niggle at the back of my throat. And I kind of wake up in the mornings going a bit hot and cold and all that kind of thing. So I'm still not 100% right, but I am a lot better than I was. The camera's just rocking because Rory just knocked it with his tail. Ooh, maybe they could call the baby Rory. Yes, maybe they could have a baby Rory. Sandra T thinks Diana Elizabeth Mary. Candice Berry thinks actually Rory is a banging name. And yes, it is such exciting news. I think everyone is very, very happy. And I think it's brought a real shot of brightness. Oh, by the way, it's happy birthday to Sarah Ferguson too. She posted a photo, so happy birthday to Sarah Ferguson too. Let's not forget Sarah. Vinnie Blair says, people are saying Eugenie cried because they announced the news at a reception. I don't think she cried. Maybe tears of joy. I think they just told the Queen and a few others, not the whole family. Probably true. I don't think, like I said, I don't think... They were very careful on the actual day not to overshadow Eugenie, so I don't think they'd be trying to upset her reception. I think that would be a bit mean. H.A. London says Meghan is in great shape. She eats healthy, wisely and exercises often. She will probably have a healthy and normal pregnancy. And of course Doria does specialise in prenatal yoga, I do believe it is. Prenatal yoga. So I'm sure she's got the best of advice. Nizarama says it was about time for Harry. His grandparents needed to see his offspring too. It would be sad if the Queen dies without seeing Harry's kids. I agree. It most definitely would be. So yes, there we have it. Oh, Go-Getter says, how soon will we know if the baby is male or female? Until it's born. We will not know until it's born. In the States, mother have that option. Yes, Meghan will have the option to know, but it's a British royal family tradition that they don't tell. So we will only know when the announcement comes. I'm afraid on that one. Charlotte P says, did you see that Sarah Ferguson has posted many photos of Eugenie's wedding 10 minutes after they announced the baby news? She posted some photos, but she posted one, I think mainly of herself in a lovely, nice green dress. Judith says congratulations to them. June says, I doubt they announced it at the reception. She's been pregnant for 3 months. They probably already knew on Friday. Oh yeah, they probably would have known. Tracy says she wouldn't have cried. Eugenie and Harry are the best of friends. Okay, I'm going to go now because I think I've kind of said everything that we know. We've certainly said everything that we know. I've mentioned obviously about what the titles will be and all that kind of thing. Anything else, you know, I'll pop up, if anything else comes to light, I'll just come and do a pop-up chat as and when is required. But until then, you know, let's just be happy for the couple, and let's wish them a really, really good tour, because it's really, really grueling, and it starts tomorrow. And in fact, they're about 11 hours ahead of the UK, so they're probably kind of due to start it soon. And like I say, it is really, really grueling. It looks very easy, and it's all really, really incredibly well planned, but it is grueling. And if you're pregnant as well, even more so grueling. So she's going to be some Duchess to undertake this. Rory's in again. He's knocking the camera. It's gonna take a lot of her strength and stay to get through this tour. Like I say, as of yet, nothing has been altered, but we'll wait and see. And like I say, they are still going ahead to Fiji and Tonga. So if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also hit that notification bell so that you know whenever I come on and do a pop-up video or post a video. So from me in Shropshire, goodbye.